Okay, let's just do a quick review. Now, I spoke about knowing my strategy, right? So if you pay attention, this is my strategy. Okay, the way I'm explaining the market to you and how I'm looking to get in, that is my actual strategy. So let's go forward. Okay, so Euro played out perfectly. That same level I'd marked out. So retracement into that. We had a pullback into that. And my objective was what? This low here, 93.10. That got hit perfectly. Okay, so I spoke earlier. Do you guys remember where I spoke about this level here being a pivot point? Okay, why this? Okay, pay careful attention now. Levels or areas that were used for buying or selling before, and you can see price pivoting off them, can be used again. So for example, look here. Do you remember from the last week's weekend market review video on early in the week, I said this level could act like a pivot. Support here, okay? Broke above it, found support there. Broke below it, found resistance there. Found resistance there. Bit of resistance here, bit of support, and now we're back into it. Can you see now why this is a pivot? Is that clear? It's a zone. So one of the ways I do it is use zones, not just horizontal lines, but zones as well. It's one of my ways of doing support and resistance. Is everyone clear with that? I want to make sure everyone is clear with that before we go forward. Why this is a pivot. Okay, that's good. Now, strategy wise, okay, so I seen this rip up. Where was the open? Now I use two opens. I use 0 GMT and midnight New York. Whichever is giving me SR at the time, I'll go ahead with that. Okay, so we've had a move down. This move down, okay, led to what? The move up to take out the stops. Now conservative entries you could have done with this is going to lead into today now. Okay, so we had that move up, rip up. At the same time, we're looking for what? The euro dollar to get into resistance, support, sorry. So we can use this. These down candles led to the move up. Okay, confluence that with SR, basic SR. So we don't want it to go above there. Push the stop up, run up and then start to break down. Okay, flip that over to the Euro USD. Same thing here. This is why I add these down candles. Okay, I said stop loss below that swing low. So the way I enter, I don't enter at limit, I wait. Once this spiked up, I got long, stop loss there. My target was what? 1.1820, got hit overnight. Okay, that was my position from yesterday and I closed it. So as soon as it came back up there, I did here, I collapsed some position down, and then the remainder 1.1855. Those are the levels I mentioned yesterday, and look how they're acting as resistance, because it was what? This H1 block here, okay, resistance. It filled in the gap here. There's inefficiency here, filled it in. Now the reason why I'm targeting day trades is why, because we're in a range still. Okay, we're still in a range. We're not at breakout mode just yet. Okay, that's why I'm targeting day trades. So going into tomorrow, what am I looking for? Now this down candle here led to the move up. Okay, so this is a breakout, so we do not want to see price go above here. Now obviously conservative, we should stops here should be safe. Okay, everyone with me so far? So any retracement, if I'm correct, and if this is gonna carry on going down, then this down retracement from this high to this low that led to the move up to take out these stops should not be breached. Everyone with me? So any pull back into there, which we've had, is going to be a selling opportunity. Now we are at the extreme end of the range for the euro, but the way things are looking, because it's, as long as it's below this pivot, I am going to be looking for shorting opportunities. Now we've taken out the low of the week. Okay, now if this is to continue further down, we do not want to see price go above there. Next target is going to be what? There's a bit of inefficiency here, so it's going to be here. You know, target 1 here, target 2 there to end the week. Okay, that is my target. We've taken out one side. Now we come down, take out this. Everyone clear? So going with the euro, what does that look like? Okay, so with the euro, 1 second. Okay, so I do not want to see this low given. Okay, sometimes looking at the dollar index, it gives a clear. If I'm looking at the dollar index, it sometimes gives a clearer invalidation level than the euro. So I'll have both charts up. I'd like to see a pullback into here, right? But if we do not get a pullback into here, I'll be watching the dollar index, because the dollar index is currently at what? The sell level already. So if I was to, for example, short the dollar at market, I'd place my stop loss there above that, it shouldn't get there, and target 1, target 2. Okay, so I'll wait for Euro USD in the morning, and the way it's looking to me is wants to carry on up. Now for me to consider holding the position, remember this range I spoke about, this low to this high, 50% of this range, isn't it? Okay, this is why I'm being cautious with my targets. If we get a clean move above, okay, this nice thrust up, what does that mean? We're going to be working this side of the range then, aren't we? We've worked the lower end. Once we broke below it, we worked this part of the range. Okay, if we get back above it, what does that mean? More confidence to play it for a swing position and work this part of the range. Okay, is that clear? So once we are above that, this 50%, what will I be looking for? Well, what are the objectives? The next objectives are going to be this high here and this high here. Going to lower time frame, if we can get above this, what's going to be the objective? This gap fill here, isn't it? So I'll be targeting here. If it gets back above that, that will be my target. Short-term targets, I'm just aiming for higher probability targets. It can go further, it doesn't matter. But as long as we get this, this is where price is going to be drawn to. Okay, if we get a move above it. So I'm still waiting for my entry. Right now I can't give a clear entry, I'm not going to lie, because we've got a thin inefficient move here. But come London, right, I'll mark out, for example, say this was London, the daily open. Any move below that, for example, any move below that, as soon as it gets back above, I'll know the low is in, then start looking for longs, and it'll be more of a speculative trade that these highs are going to get taken. Okay, the higher probability one was this, but we're at the end of the week. Currently the weekly candle is looking bullish as fuck. Naturally the stops are going to be resting where? Previous week's high. Okay, so we made a low, lower low, higher low, higher low. So it's a swing low forming, isn't it? Okay, the bigger picture is where is price most likely to be drawn towards. Entry isn't an issue. Okay, from the videos I've been doing, right, has entries been an issue when you know where price is most likely to be drawn to? Yesterday I marked that this was the first draw, this was the second draw. Once you knew, for example, if you missed this low here, right, we were above here using basic support and resistance. Okay, so I can mark out a zone or I can mark out a level for you. Okay, say if I marked out a zone, for more confidence, selling here, once we broke back above, finding support, or I could have just said this. Now, does this level hold? Is there buyers? How does that come in the form of? It comes in the form of a high being broken. Okay, broke that high there, came down into this support here, buyer up, and a retest. Now you could play a stop loss under there, or if you really have a really good understanding of price action, you could probably get away with a stop loss there. Conservative stop loss there, you know that target still hasn't been reached, that 1.1855, that draw still hasn't been reached. Boom, we hit it. Is that clear? So you could have waited for all of this to unfold and then say, let me wait for the daily open. So for example, if I'm using the 0 GMT for the daily open, which is so I'll mark them both out. Okay, indicators, I see, is it on daily open line? This is how I do it. So conservative entry, once you know the low is in, entry is not a problem. I'm going to try showcase that to you now here. So that's the daily open, and then some people you like to use the midnight New York, so I use both as your daily open. So let's do that in a different color. Do that in there. Okay, that's two daily opens there. Okay, as soon as it gets above either one, we know the low should be in now. Okay, and we're above the open into a key level. At the same time, what is the dollar doing? Where do we expect the dollar to go into? We were bearish the dollar. Okay, as soon as it gets back above that, then you know the low is in. So you could say, well, I know the low is in because this came down, took out the stops. As soon as it gets back above, you could say, well, I can long it anywhere. I can long it here. This is my invalidation level. That's my target. That's still over 1-to-1 risk to reward. Now, once you understand price deeper, then you can go in with tighter stops. Okay, so knowing what I've just told you, is entry an issue when you know where price is trying to reach for and where the low is in for the day? Is entry an issue now? Because if it's going to come all the way back down, you know that you're most likely wrong. So what can you do? You can cut it way before it even reaches that. If this was to trade all the way back down, then I can cut it way before that because it shouldn't. Okay, we've raided the Asia lows, so I can cut it way before it hits my stop loss. So entry shouldn't be an issue. You can chase the market in cases. I'm not trying to encourage people, but for example, you could wait. If this is happening, right? This is how I sometimes do it. I say, okay, let me wait. Let me chase the market. As soon as it's pushing up, long. Now, this may mean, depending on your experience, conservative, well, this where I know I'm safe, and target, that's over 121. Okay, but it depends on how you want to play it. Entry wise, you can practice, but as long as you know where the low is in, this is why I got the midnight open and the GMT open. Okay, so same strategy can be applied. Once I reach the 0 GMT, what is my draw for the next price? Well, as long as the dollar stays below this here, I'm going to be aiming for lower prices. We've taken out the low of the week. Now this is the thing, we're still within the range, so this is where it gets trickier. The high probability objectives for the week have been met. Okay, now this is just extra. Now does it want to continue lower? Now that's where we get into more trending environments, because if it's going to reach above, oh shit, I've got so much going on. No, okay, yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, there we are. If we're going to go above, and let me get rid of these indicators now. Okay, if we're going to go above the 50% of the range, then we're most likely going to start working the upside. Then we can start looking for further objectives. Okay, so going into tomorrow, what my plan is, wait for the open. Okay, any movement below into a key level, if it gives me support, happy days. That's when I'll step in and wait for it to go back above the open, daily open, and then I know where my next objective is. What? These highs here, obviously. If it retraces from here, these highs, and then we'll see what tomorrow brings. Possibly start reaching for this 90 ticks targets. That's a decent, you can probably reach there. The next draw is going to be this gap fill. Okay, this level here, so we'll mark it out 1.1925, say 1.1925. that's what I'm going to do today. Is that clear? If we get the scenario outlined, that's where I'm going to be aiming for. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Okay, let me close this.